So in this video we're going to look at two swing characteristics in the backswing that can make your sequencing in the downswing difficult to repeat. So how we load and unload the club, these characteristics make it difficult to do that. So number one would be in the backswing where you see you have a little bit too much extension in the spine. Okay, your head, your upper body, your swing center of your upper body goes towards the target too much at the top of the backswing. So that'll be the first characteristic. The second would be if you're losing your width in the backswing. So as you go back, if your lead arm is going too far across your chest and that distance between your lead wrist and the center of your chest is getting smaller as you go to the top of the backswing and your lead arm is across your chest too much, working this way, that's also going to make that sequence in the downswing difficult. So if you have either of those characteristics, this drill is going to be really helpful. So this is a really simple exercise. All we're going to do is train our backswing with our lead arm, your left arm for right-handed player only. So the reason we want to do that is when we take our right hand off the club, it's going to build a really strong awareness of how our lead arm is moving throughout the backswing. So if, for example, you're a player who starts to get their lead arm working across the chest too much, you're going to notice that the club gets quite heavy by halfway back in the backswing, or about P3 there when your lead arm is parallel. If you work the lead arm across the chest too much, the club's going to feel heavy. Or if you're a player that extends the spine too much in the backswing, you'll also notice the club getting quite heavy at the top of the swing. So by training the lead hand only, all you're going to try and feel is how you're going to get your lead shoulder, your lead side, and your torso is going to support the movement of this lead hand. So if I go back with my lead arm only and I get my chest a little bit more involved and I maintain that width, so I don't let my lead arm pull across my chest too much, I maintain that distance. So if I had my thumb here and my index finger here, that distance remains the same. If I keep a little bit more my torso active, all of a sudden this position feels a lot stronger. I feel like I can support the weight of the club much easier than if I just took the club back with my arm or if I started to extend the spine too early. So it's one of those drills, a bit of self-discovery involved. So as you go back, you're going to go to the top of the swing. You're going to find a position that you feel that you can support the club really nicely. So I'm using my lead shoulder. I feel my core, my trail hip is wound up. And then once I get to that position, just place your trail arm on the club and just get a bit of an awareness of where that feels and the difference between where that is and where you were before. So for some players, that's going to feel quite wide. Okay, so if you're a player where the lead arm goes too far across your chest, this is going to feel like a quite wide swing. Or if you're a player that has too much extension in the backswing towards the target, this is going to feel like you're maybe a little bit more to the right side of the golf ball. Your upper body's turned a little bit more over your trail knee. This is what it will feel like. So once you've spent some time getting some awareness of what that backswing position feels like, the differences between where you were and where you want to be, then it's time to try and train that sequence in the downswing. So the whole sort of idea of building a good backswing is to make the sequencing in the downswing a reaction. We want good sequencing to feel as natural as possible. So we want to feel like we want to move our weight left. We want to feel like we're loading the club. We want those moves to feel as instinctive as possible, and getting to a good backswing position is going to help us do that. After you've spent some time working and getting a sense of this backswing position, the second part of this exercise then is to start to train and feel that sequence. So as you get to the top of the swing, with a good pivot, nice centered pivot, good width, which this lead arm drill is going to help us with. Then in the downswing, just want to feel as though your weight wants to move forward. So your lead knee wants to move over that lead toe. And as that's happening, you're feeling the club have this loading pattern. The club might feel like it's getting closer to that right shoulder in transition. And as that club begins to load in the downswing, then you're going to feel like you're going to push up out of your left leg and let that club release down towards the target line. And then spend a little bit of time finding the backswing position and then rehearsing how that pressure wants to move towards that left side. And you should find that your weight actually wants to finish up on that lead leg, almost like you're being pulled up onto that lead leg. That's what it's going to feel like when you get the sequence in order. Then the third step would be to practice this, then hitting some shots. So getting your right hand on the club, but letting the drill guide you into that top of backswing position. So really feeling how that lead shoulder loads up in the backswing, and in that downswing, weight's moving forward. You're going to feel that club load up a little bit more, and then that push onto that lead side. Get that club brushing the ground after the ball. And it depends how difficult the pattern is to change, but oftentimes going to the top of the backswing with this drill and pausing for a couple of seconds can be really helpful to find your width and to find the centered pivot. Okay, I hope the ideas in this video are helpful for those two swing characteristics. We'll see you in the next one.